All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live once again. We're going to be doing some big changes, some big work over on the Craftiverse server here. Just double checking to make sure everything is looking good, running okay. I think we're okay. I think so. I just want to double check a couple of things here, just make sure everything is rocking and rolling. Oh yeah, everything seems to be looking good. I think we're good. Yeah, everything looks to be a-okay, okie dokie. All right, cool. Let's see here. How's everybody's day going? Everybody's day going good? Mine's going pretty good. And it looks like only Bams is currently on the server right now. He's AFKing, which is a-okay. I just want to double check to make sure nothing's really going to be out of the ordinary. No, I think we're good to swap over here into the gameplay. Ooh, very exciting, very exciting. Oh, that's right. Yes, I was helping Babs working on some of our shops. That's right. I totally forgot about that. That's right, because yeah, and then was getting some book and quills. Just I need to like unload crap. I really need to figure out my sorting. Because this is just not acceptable. Pumpkins online, yo, Fallen. Is there any like open? Oh man, I was wondering if I could scare Babs maybe here a little bits. Oh, there was something on my keyboard. All right, but first off, I want to set up. There's one thing I need to do. And that is, ooh, some cheeky diamonds. I don't think I've ever had this many diamonds ever before in any Minecraft world, any playing through of any kind whatsoever. It's crazy. Double check the books. Okay. Let's head on over to Babs and I's mall and see how things are going over here. So I want to double check. Uh-oh. Oh, my ping's okay. Okay. Looks like Babs borrowed a stack. Oh my, we got quartz being sold, gunpowder, and string. Wow, gunpowder and string is honestly the hot ticket item. Bones are on the little slower side. But let's go. Let's use this fancy dancy elevator and go up to here because this is for Q's terraforming services, which we did work on last stream. Actually, it was on Monday is when we did this. So I want to actually, that's a chiseled bookshelf, and I kind of don't want to mess that up. And I don't have a barrel. Do I happen to have a barrel in any of these chests? I do. And a barrel. Perfect. Which actually, I'll put the bookshelf in there. And then we'll throw that back in. And then we'll get our beautiful little orange flower back. Not there. And then here, and then here. And then we're going to do this. If I can type. So here people will come and then they'll deposit their payments, which I was asking the question about last time, if there was a way to copy and paste what I did for last season for my terraforming shop instead of having to manually type this all out. But that's actually, you know what? Let's try it here. I want to switch over here to just chatting screen. What's up, Lily? I want to hop over because I have the world downloaded from last season. So I want to see if I can copy and paste the book, if that's possible. I just need to if I do that, and I need to get I need to, which actually, you know what, here, let's just switch back over into the gameplay. We can show off what we did last season. This is something from last season. So here is our completely unfinished shopping district that we had for last season. So this is from season 2. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on here. We never did get to finish this whole entire island here is our shopping district. And it's crazy. Like, got in roadways and stuff, trying to like work on things. This was actually one of my mini game. This was actually my mini game called Q's Bulbs. And I'm thinking of doing it again. I think I'm going to continue to do it each year and like progressively make it harder and harder in that sense. Oh, yes, we got little emotes now. Isn't it great? But this was my shop for last season. So this was like basically showing that on the left-hand side, this was like everybody else's idea of terraforming. And then over here on the right-hand side is like what my services are. And to symbolize the same setup of like a 5x5 dirt hut. Or my bad, a 5x4. But yeah, this was everything of basically being like, yeah, I can do all this beautiful stuff. Custom trees and stuff. Oh, nice and beautiful. Adding in little stone features and stuff. Which I totally forgot about the pressure plate thing. But the whole reason of being here... Oh. Ah, yes. Okay. I just want to get an idea of what I did for last season, because what I did was, hello, fellow crafter. On the left is what you would consider to be good terraforming, which is probably what your base looks like. On the right is just the tip of the iceberg of my skill set in terraforming, which in my opinion is the better option. Your build can always look better with the services from Q, so what are you waiting for? Request my services on page 4. There is a 5 diamond quote fee in order for me to get out of my comfy office chair to come quote the job on your land. Payments, 5 diamond quote fee, 30% off if you supply the materials, full price if I have to supply the materials. All jobs are subject to quoting first, and price depends on job. And then I had request of services. That's right. That's right. Okay. So can I take the book? Can I open it? And then can I hit Control A? And then does it just do... Oh, no. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some fancy technology stuff right here. So I'm just going to pull up my phone and... I'm going to take some pictures, which, ooh, you may not even be... Oh, there's my phone, but now you can't see it. All right, so we did that one. I mean, honestly, that's all that I really needed was just the pricing, just to remember what I did for prices and stuff. So yes. Now I wonder. Oh, of course, yeah. There wasn't anything. I mean, this was so easy to build too. It's literally just like, and this was like my first time attempting redstone, It looks horrible in here. It does. It really, truly does. Lily B redeeming in the spuds for I Look Thirsty. Nothing crazy tonight, just a Dr. Pepper. But essentially, it's a little mini game that you run through, and you're trying to find all of the hidden copper bulbs to turn them on. And then once you get out, there's even a timer set up. So once you get done running the course, it will show you how many points you get, and then this is your reset button to turn off the lights. But you got to pull the points out of here and put it back into here, which even, yeah, I even made a little tutorial of how to build this thing. Yeah, welcome to Q's Bulbs. But yeah. I might redo this for this season and maybe even make it bigger and better. Like maybe doing like 2 copper bulbs. And like maybe like each season going forward, it just gets like slowly bigger and bigger and bigger. And like plus there's like a lot of vertical space that I did not utilize at all. But it does require a lot of copper and a lot, well, not a lot of terracotta, but dark oak. And I did realize that I did mess the build up by not putting the dark oak planks in set 1. Just to give it that demonstration of it looking like a copper bulb. But yeah. All right. So let's hop back on over into the Craftiverse server. And it is nighty night time. So let's get out our shulker box. We'll grab our bed. And now we can get on in. And we can start writing this up. All right, cool. So it's going to be like, welcome to Q's terraforming services. We gotta be like whimsical. We gotta be like creative and everything. I need to switch it back over to gameplay. I totally forgot. All right, here we go. Now we're in here. All right. It needs to be like kind of funny, lighthearted or whatever. Like, I don't know, maybe like you think you're pretty good at terraforming, but the reality is you're not, you are not, you're not, you're not. And then, you know, of course, you know, throw a little insult and be like, that's okay, because that is why this service exists. And then just to basically like, is that bottom? Ah, here we go. And then we'll go to the next page. Here at Q's Terraforming Services, we provide the best of the best. Have some landscape that you need. Need some landscape that needs to be beautiful. What are you making? I'm filling out my book for my terraforming services shop. So that way I can then make a post in our Discord saying that Q's terraforming services is now open and people can start requesting the needs of my terraforming services and start paying me diamonds in that way. Here at Q's Terraforming Services, we provide the best of the best. Have some landscape that you need beautiful? Well, you are in the right place. The way how this works is I require a simple fee for each job. So that way boop, boop. So that way I have a reason to get out of my comfy office chair and touch some grass. The fee is, ooh, should I did 5 diamonds last season. Maybe I should do 10. No, I will do, ooh, that's the question. Should we do 5 diamonds for the fee for me to basically get out of my office and go to where, and, you know, set up an appointment and everything? Or should I raise it to 10 diamonds? Should it be 10 diamonds for the season or should it be 5? Because everything else seems to be going up in prices. Like, we were pretty cheap last season. I'm going to go with 10 diamonds. This does not include what the price will be for the job. The job invoice is completely separate from quote fee. Now this was why I took the image of the book from last time. So I want to do this. So we're going to do 10 diamond quote fee. Whoop. My photo disappeared on me. And then I'm going to offer 30% off if you supply the materials. Full price if I have to supply the materials. And then there needs to be a disclaimer that all jobs are subject to, that's not how you spell quote, is it UO? Yeah, it's UO. To quoting first and price depends on job. Might be a better symbol. I'm trying to find a better symbol, honestly. I'm just getting into like weird things. Mm, almost there. I mean, these are looking kind of cool. Which one? There was one. I mean, that one looks okay. Which I gotta remember. It was a. Yeah. How was my day? My day was great. It was an okay day. Typical day at work. Nothing too exciting to report on that home front. If anything, I probably should just stick to the whole diamond thing. Actually, you know what we'll do is that we can actually move this, and then we'll do this. We'll have a whole page for disclaimer. And then this one we will do request services. That's good. Yeah. How was your day? Um, Welcome to Q's Terraforming Services. That needs to be a capital T. Welcome to Q's Terraforming Services. You think you're pretty good at terraforming, but the reality is you're not. That's okay, because that is why the service exists. Here at Q's Terraforming Services, that needs to be a capital S. We provide the best of the best. Have some landscape that you need beautiful? Well, you're in the right place. The way how this works is I require a simple fee for each job. So that way I need to actually have a reason to get out of my comfy office chair and touch some grass. The fee is 10 diamonds. This does not include what the price will be for the job. The job invoice is completely separate from quote fee. Payment breakdown. And then we'll redirect them. Just because we're simple-minded here on the Craftiverse server. And then here we will be saying, on page 7 is where you will be able, actually, you know what? On page 7 is where you will be able to request my services. Simply put on the page you need my services. Actually, simply put on the... We can write this a lot better. Simply type on page 7, you need my services with your name and date attached to it. Then place your 10 diamond quote fee in the payment barrel on the left. You sure you can? What do you mean I can? What can I do? Oh no, yeah, I'm positive I can rewrite this and make this sound a little bit better. Payment barrel on the left. I will be in touch. Ooh, that's the end of the page, really? Okay. I will be in touch once I receive money. I look forward to break. Oh man. All right. On page 7 is where you'll be able to request my services. Simply type on page 7 you need my services with your name and date attached to it. Then place your 10 diamond quote fee in the payment barrel on the left. Have a good day. Beautiful. And then here we will do request services. And then we can do example. I need to do tech the your name here. Bada bing, bada boom. So now, page 1. Let's see how this looks. Welcome to Q's Terraforming Services. You think you're pretty good at terraforming, but the reality is you're not. That's okay, because that is why this service exists. Here at Q's Terraforming Services, we provide the best of the best. Have some landscape that you need beautiful? Well, you are in the right place. The way how this works is I require a simple fee for each job, so that way I have a reason to get out of my comfy office chair and touch some grass. The fee is 10 diamonds. This does not include what the price will be for the job. The job invoice is completely separate from quote fee. The payment breakdown, 10 diamond quote fee, 30% off if you supply the materials, full price if I have to supply the materials. Disclaimer, all jobs are subject to quoting first, and price depends on job size and time needed. On page 7 is where you'll be able to request my services. Simply type on page 7 you need my services with your name and date attached to it, then place your 10 diamond quote fee in the payment barrel on the left. Have a good day. And now we go over to here. Example, I need your services, Mr. Q. And then actually, that scared the crap out of me. And then what is today? It is 3. 18. Bada bang, bada boom. So now people at least have an example that they can reference. And then there's that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of this. And then I'm going to plop this bad Larry into the Discord, a Craftiverse Discord. Which, speaking of Discord, I mean, hey, by all means. I want to... There we go. All right, cool. Cues, terraforming. Services shop now open. All right, bada bing, bada boom. We made up the post in the Craftiverse Discord, and now I need to grab my ender chest bag. And Babs had mentioned, which we got to figure out the Bebe's services. And then he said he did something. Ooh. Doing, oh yes, that's right, the lucky bundles. Forgot about that. And then this is... Oh, yes, for our buildy block stuff. Ooh, very exciting. Okay, okay, okay. And then... I'm thinking... Oh, mob drops? Okay, okay. And then this one's probably going to be for, yeah, our pork chops and leather is for the balcony section. Well, I guess we broke the powdered snow. Oh, yes, the concrete. I forgot about the concrete. Now we're doing that this season. Ooh, yep. All right. So what we're going to be working on, getting a little bit of laggy. Little bit of lag. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. What I want to do is continue wrapping this cliff face around and opening up this area here. So let's carve this open a bit. From Babs and I's little adventure, I did lose my very first diamond enchanted shovel. So I'm pretty upset about that. It's not the best of the best times. It is kind of, it is a bit hurtful. It's a little sad. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I wanted to try to do something a little bit different. I think honestly that changes it just enough. And then we will plop that bad Larry back into that chest. And I want to get things... Oh, the leaf litter's back. Need to grab up some stone and some, like, andesite and some stone brickage kind of action. Which, trying to find this in the chests is going to be so much fun. Oh, right here. So we got stone. I should have, like, some slabs and stairs somewhere of the stone. Yep, here's some more stairs. And then we got stone brick walls in there. Ah, here's the stairs for the stone. That's polished andesite stairs. That's wool. That was some loot when I went end raiding just to grab shulkers to basically help out Izzy to get a bunch of the leaves and some extra bits of wood and moss for the tree to make it more whimsy. But okay. So I want to continue this around. And then, honestly, I think if we can do something cool here. So I think, honestly, if we could do... If we could get, like, a cool tree or something in here. I mean, I don't really want that to be on that sharp of an angle, really. I mean, that could work. And then we just kind of push back this terrain a little bit. And then we can get rid of this stuff here. We can cut that bit out. Change that up. And we can push this back. With it being this shallow, it can be kind of tricky to get that exact shape I'm kind of looking for here, to be completely honest. However, stairs and slabs are going to be extremely helpful and useful in this case. So we don't have to worry too hard on that, really. So it's like even doing like this. Just to break this up. And then if we throw in some slabs randomly. We definitely got to replace that block there. And if we did a little feature like this, it'll help with the smoothingness. which this is gonna more than likely just be a flat-ish wall, really. And then here we can simply just do a stair just to kind of round that a little bit. Could even throw in a stair here just to kind of help bend this corner. We could throw a slab in here. We can do a stair. Potentially a sideways stair. With a slab here. And then maybe just an upside down stair. Maybe we should actually change the stair to be like that. But then it kind of makes this a little bit too thick. Unless we can do that. And I need to grab a couple more stone slabs and stairs. Because now we're getting into making it beautiful as can be. By adding in those curves. Which we got the slabs. I totally keep forgetting that can do stone brick from the stone. And then if we pop that guy there, and then maybe if we did not an upside down stair. Well, actually an upside down stair, yeah. I mean, yeah, we should connect that. It kind of helps smooth that out. Or maybe not. A wall wouldn't look good. Maybe if we got rid of that one, it'll kind of help. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking natural. It's looking rough. And then if we kind of come along here and do some random stuff. Break that open. Maybe throw in just some broken down stuff. Potentially here. And then maybe replacing that with a slab. It's looking good. It's looking good. I think, honestly, if we jut this out and then maybe swap that and this for maybe double slabs. And then we throw in our stair slab. Replace that. And then we'll make sure to put in a full block. So we got kind of like a cutty out bit right here. Ooh, okay. And now for this transition, I think, honestly, it's going to look kind of mirror-y. If that even is the best way to explain that one. But that really helps to break this up. And then if we throw in that and potentially a slab there just to kind of give it that little bit of a depth. I think, honestly, maybe if we do a stair, yeah, that breaks that up a bit more. So then we're going to be coming up to here. And then that's going to be the end of that. And then maybe like a cool little tree or something right here. But I think now that we got the stone, I want to get some stone brick. Stairs. And then the slabs. Can you make, cracked stone brick stairs? That's my question. Can you do the cracked stone brick as stairs and slabs, or is it only just the factor of just the bricks, the full block? Which, let me test and see. I think it's only... Yeah. So while that's cooking... Because it'll still be nice to have a couple of the cracked in there. And I definitely think mossy is the way to go with some of this stuff. And I highly doubt it. But I know I got some gray wool, and that might be able to help a little bit. We have a couple of bits of andesite scattered around. Gravel would also be a cool touch to it as well. Endstone's a little bright. Yeah. I'm gonna throw that in. And dump our coal into here. Oh, we got a stack of our cracked stone. I think if we do... We get 16... If we get 16 of each, it'll be good. Oh, can I not make, Okay, so actually I do need to take... Do up a stack of that. And then... Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll get half a stack, and then we'll be left with 16. Okay. So I definitely think to start here. And then if we just kind of randomly place some of these... I got a couple in here. All right, so we got a couple bits of that. Now let's try to find some slabs that aren't near, but not far away either. Ooh, okay. Potentially there. And then here. And here. And then, wasn't there a slab some? Oh no. Yeah. We could definitely do that. If we do just a little bit out of a time, it'll look good. it'll start to come together. It'll start to feel like something. Let's see. I got some of this cracked stuff. So I think if definitely kind of placing this more so in areas that's not extremely visible. Like more so hiding behind things just to kind of show some like stress and strain to the build, if that makes sense. So like even in here, like that's a pretty frontal block. So like there. And then if we kind of come back through just to place in some random moss, like full mossy bricks, it'll help add to the build. Yeah. I definitely want mossy here, and I want the cracked to be like there. But we also need to have regular having some of this regular stone brick just to kind of show that that's what this originally looked like, I guess, maybe. Is anyone on the server right now? Fallen is. He's doing some stuff at his base, I guess. And then Babs is AFK at probably one of our farms. That block, and then I like that one. This is kind of turning into like dungeon-y kind of vibes. However, that's where potentially this gray wool could come into handy. Oh, Fallen left. So that's looking good. Yo, Shroom, what's up, my guy? What's up? Finally adding in the texturing stuff that everybody's been waiting for, looking for. I'm trying to do something a little bit different, a little bit more... What's the word? I kind of want to say unique, but it's not really unique, you know? But it is in a way. Nice, I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm even sprinkling in some of this light gray wool here. But in all honesty, I think we're looking good. The way how some of these blocks are is making this look really, really, really flat. So I'm wondering if potentially could break it up by doing... maybe even actually just a stone brick stair just to kind of break that a bit to give it a little shadow. It does. It does. It kind of helps. And then up here is, I'm planning on doing like a little tree. I think like a little nice custom tree right there will look nice. And also it helps kind of break this up and then could do something cool down here. But it just means I got to mirror the whole, like got to continue to wrap it around and then do the same thing over there on that entire stone wall. Which honestly, I think it's not too harsh. True, lots of work still to be done. Yeah. But from afar, which I kind of I want to get rid of this grass. The one thing that I hate about terraforming is that like the start process kind of drives me up the wall. Of like, it looks good, but it's definitely more one of those things of like near and kind of not too far away. Like as you get closer, it looks better, but as you're far away, it tends to blend because it's a lot of the similar grays. But the light gray wool does help. And then the random bits of andesite. I think, honestly, if we were to even break up this... maybe even throwing in that... and... that would help. And then here. The texture pack is subtle, but really nice. Yeah. Yeah, like it's... like, I don't want, like, your eyes to be drawn to it almost to the factor of, like, you're looking at both things. Like, your eyes want to look at both. I want this to be more of, like... because this is, like, what a lot of, like, this retaining wall and cliff face stuff is going to be looking like. So I want it to be more of, like... it blends in and makes you want to look at the other things and complements everything else around. And then, of course, this is not helping at all either, and, like, nothing else around the area is not helping with how it's still completely, like, unfinished. Which I think maybe, honestly, maybe redesigning this whole thing and continuing this look wrapped, but I do like that, though. That looks really cool. But was also thinking of maybe doing something similar to right here just to break this section up. And under here, we're going to do like a cool little like underground cave thing at some point. So it will be like on this level that you go in and there'll be like a cute little underground farm. And then this is going to change too. Maybe this will be more of like a rolled back kind of slow hill. And it'll be like some flowers and stuff. The mound is good, but maybe more of a transition would look a lot better. Shroom with coming in here with the redeeming the spuds of stretching, because for some reason, it's really funny to see me stretch at my desk. Oh. Dude, I need to rent out a freaking, like, steamroller or something. That's what I really need to do here. I think once we get the texture in here, it'll look a lot better. It really will. But okay, so now the fun part is now going to like wrap this around the other side. And I got pretty crazy with the chonkiness of this. But we're going to start off like we did last time, is with the mossy brick stairs. Sprinkle them in at random bits. To where it kind of makes sense, but it also doesn't at the same time. So we got one there. We have one down here on the ground. Definitely going to need one in this section somewhere. Potentially here. Definitely there. And then, nope, not upside down. Not upside down. And then right here. And then we can do one here. We'll do this one, and then instantly, I'm thinking we'll do that to complement it. Now I need to find another stair. Okay, so now we're kind of getting into this section here. So then we'll throw that one in there. All right. Didn't you get a new hat today? Yeah, I'm waiting for Walt. I owe Walt something very, very special. And I'm waiting for him to be in here before I bring in a special hat of a special thing that was for redeeming Spud points. So I'm waiting on Walter to pop in and dedicate a whole special segment just for him. Because I owe him that. He's made that clear to me. All right, so now we need to kind of run through here and add in our mossy brick slabs. Kind of the same ordeal pattern. Kind of at excuse me. At like a random whimsy flare, but not too random or too flary. If that makes any sense. That's a slab, so we'll do that. That's a slab. I think, honestly... God. I can't wait to get, like, the rest of this done. I think, honestly, we could do a slab here to smooth that out. That's a slab. And then even this one here, just kind of tuck it away. We could do one there. And then we got this slab here. And then that one there. All right. So now we need to get our non-mossy variants out. Just to kind of sprinkle in the normal brick. Just to show that it was once originally like normal brickage. And then definitely here. That's a normal brick. That's a hole. We'll do brick. slab. We'll do a full one. Another full one. That's a slab, so we'll do that. And then a normal brick. I think we got that kind of covered. We'll break these two to put in normal. I'm thinking the same thing like here and here for the normal brick. That can be a normal brick. This will also be a normal brick. And then here, yeah, I think that'll look good. And then definitely down here. Right here. There. There. And then here. All right, now let me grab my cracked brick. And this is where, like, I want it to be in places where it's not, like, a full block visible, that it's more of, like, swept into the background to kind of, like, show strain, in a sense. If that even makes sense. And actually, this one might be a good spot for the light gray wool. Same for here and here. We got light gray wool there, so actually maybe in here to kind of wrap it around this corner. Yeah, I did with the whole new hat thing. Like, I need to dedicate a special segment just for Walt on that factor, because he tried to. I forgot to turn the redeeming the spuds off for it on a stream. So he's made it well known to me that I owe him a segment of once I finally got it, because I had to order it, and that's what took me a while to get it, and I haven't reactivated those redeeming spud points. Just that way he'll be in to enjoy the full glory of it. I think, honestly, we can put a cracked one there, and that'll look okay. Okay, so now that we're kind of coming around here, got the cracked brick here, and then we could totally do in a light gray wool there. Definitely here for a different kind of texture. I'm thinking here. That one was a regular stair block. Cracked gravel here. There. Slap it in there. Here. Some light gray wool there. Here. Double down on it here. The cracked can go there, here, here. Definitely do our light gray wool. Our cracked in here, tuck it in back here. And then these two blocks could be the light gray wool. Oh, yeah. Um, what's next? So I did... I gotta get some andesite in here, really? In random patches. Just to kind of help break this up a little bit more. It's coming together. It's coming together. I need to definitely tweak those two faces just a little bit. I think that'll be pretty good. Yeah. I mean, that's not too shabby. I like it. I like it. I like it. Um, let's see here. I don't know what is with my ping. My ping's pretty is not doing the greatest right now. I need to grab my precious and grab some diamonds because I want to find glow lichen. Okay, does this have a price? Nope, so it's just whatever the item slot is for a diamond. Does he have coral fans? Ooh. He's got some... I want a good chunk. I think, honestly... Maybe if we get a couple of those... Couple of these fans... There's 4... And then we'll do this other 7. And honestly, could... Um... Could even do maybe some pale moss, because that's another gray that we could use. Let's see how it looks from the sky. How does it look from over here? It definitely has It's definitely one of those things that it's like it's better up close than from afar. But with that slight difference, it does actually like it does kind of give it that like natural kind of like shading to it in a way. It's just enough subtlety that it's different and not overwhelming of like your like deep slate to tough kind of like traditional gradient going up. So I do actually wonder is if we could, oh, that's a slab. So that would also be a slab. If we mixed in some moss and random sections. I don't want it to look too busy, but I want there to be some difference and some like texture and depth in a way. Yo, Fivo, what's happening? What's going on, my guy? Finally working on adding in some detail and block variants to the cliff faces and added a little extra section here to maybe do a cool little tree to pop out right there in front of Babs and I's house. Just to kind of give it a little bit of a different vibe to it. Looks rocky. Yeah. Looks nice. That's what I was looking for. So adding in that pale moss did help a bit, and that's definitely more of a darker block to just kind of keep in the back of our minds to use more in like crevasses and stuff as like the shadows, like how you have it there, like it makes it look naturally darker. And like it's supposed to be for like the natural shadows, and then having the andesite and the light gray wool be kind of like more towards the front because it's a bit of a lighter block. That does really do help. Then I was also thinking of if we were to like kind of place in some of these like random coral fans. Are there only certain ones that can go upside down, or is that something different? 'Cause she says something on her boat that's upside down. Is it the hanging moss? Oh, yeah, it's the hanging moss. Okay. Naroko's got to start selling that stuff. But we can totally add this onto other blocks just to give it that vibe, you know? Just to give it that little extra, like, texture and stuff, you know? I just wish that you could place these coral fans upside down. I don't have a single block that faces this way to be able to do that right here. I guess not. Hmm. I definitely need something in here. Actually, we'll do mossy. And then... Oh, that was like my last one. Okay, but we do have... dead coral fan, and we will place it here just to break up that section. Nice, nice, nice. And now if we come around and just find some random spots to kind of place some of this glow lichen, just in little places to kind of add some light to areas, but to kind of give it more of a glowy effect, if that makes sense. Just there would be good. Right here. Right there. Right here. We can't do it there. However, we could do it right there. Just to kind of blend that section a little bit more. Ooh, definitely on the inside of there. Just to kind of give a little bit of shadowy, lighty effects. Underneath that wool block, we got coral fans rocking in here and here. That is a slab. In here. There, definitely. And then on top of here, potentially. Yeah. Kind of adds a different color to the area. Kind of makes it pop a little bit more. Makes it kind of look good. Looks good. Mm-hmm. I'm going to kind of dump this stuff into here because this is like my, I guess it's kind of like now my garbage shulker box. And then we got another dirt block and a grass block. Definitely Gonna grab grass blocks. And I want to remove all of this. We're going to fully fill this in so it doesn't spawn anything. Plus, I do have the resources to do such thing. But right now, let me pop into... I gotta figure out which world it is, because I got a single player creative world that working on some different designs and stuff for trees. Which is right here. Been coming up with a couple of like little tree designs that look a little bit more whimsy and different. And in all honesty, I really do like this tree. I want to try and move it. Oh, cancel this. I gotta figure out Axiom. So I want to get it I didn't really mean to build it this close. Middle click. Well, yeah, I know that part, but I want to get it, I want to move it away from that one. You know, that's not what I want to move. I want to extend. I guess what I'm going to have to do is just do it my lazy way that I normally do things like this. And then if we do that, confirm. Oh, and I got to replace these 3 leaves. So it was here, 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 and then there. Now, which tree do we think we should build? Should we do this one by Babs and Eyes or this one? I think this one. This one's a little bit more airy. So let's get a schematic. And then first click. Um, okay, I don't know why it's shift right click. I guess my keybinds got messed up at some point or something. I don't know. All right. So now we're going to go into here, area selection browser, new selection, whimsy tree number 1. Hit OK, configure, set, save, and then save schematic. All right. Well, now we'll hop back into, which actually, before I do that, I'm going to need spruce stuff, oak, glowberries, and acacia leaves and stuff. On the block to add the selection. It'll click on the block to add to the selection. Oh, okay. It's like, what are you getting at? That's what I was just trying to do. No, that makes sense. It makes sense. Makes sense. It is a scary, scary nighttime. Hello, skeleton horses. Hello, dragon head. All right. I need a stick. Need a stick. Need a stick. Stick. And I should have plenty of sticks kicking around somewhere. Unless I've used those all for crafting armor stands and signs. Because apparently I like to do that. But here's spruce. And I'm going to need spruce slabs. And actually, are in any of these shulker boxes stuff that we're going to need? Oh, I got sticks in here. Perfect. No. That one, yes. Jungle leaves. So we're not going to need that, but we will need these two things. Okie dokie, artichoke. Nope, I need my sticks. I need my sticks. Okay. So if we pull out our schematic, load schematics, and we type in whimsy tree, load the schematic, bring it down, and actually, instead of doing the full thing, let's just do single layer. Bring it up until the trunk is exposed. And then we can move it to right here. Configuration all above. I think we're going to want to rotate this. Schematic placements, configure. I think twice. Or did I totally do that wrong? Would it be better facing... Oh, you're not lurking, Shroom? Okay. Oh, God, with a stretch. Should we have this tree? Because it's kind of like on a weird angle like this. Should we have that side being up over... I didn't realize just how long my beard actually is getting. Jeez Louise. Okay. Should like the left side of this tree, which I'm going to keep stretching. I just want to explain myself. Ooh, I should actually like really stretch. That, so the left side of the tree is what we're looking at right now. Should that kind of be more so drooping over this pathway or coming up over this way to kind of be droopy over this area? Or even drooping... Well, here's an idea. Here's an idea. Of course, because Lightmatica. Oh, we can't see the game. That's right. Okay. Thanks, Shroom. Oh. I'm trying to find the perfect placement for this. Last couple of minutes. Yeah, from me switching back and forth, yeah. Yeah, I think this way would be good for this tree, this style of the tree. Honestly, I think this would be good. The other way that I would think about doing would be it to be droopy over this way. So as you come, but then you might be actually hitting your head off the leaves. I think, honestly, for it to be droopy that way would be better. I think that's the plan. So let's cut this back down to single layers. And then I'm going to plop down the shulker boxes here. And let's get our material list here. Schematic placements, configure material lists, info HUD on. We don't need the grass blocks. Azalea leaves, we need 47 of them. Oak logs, we need about 20. Flowering azalea leaves, we need 15. Glowberries, we need 14. Spruce fence, which I can go make some. And okay, it's actually here. Let's do this. Spruce shelves. We got spruce stairs. We don't. Dirt. I don't need any. Spruce fence gate. I don't have any. Campfires. I also don't have any of. So I guess fence gate, stairs, and campfire. Fences, fence gates, campfire is what we are going to need. Okay, so now that we got our stairs, we need fences and fence gates. Couple of stairs and couple of fence gates. Campfire, we need campfire. How many? We just need the one. And only one spruce slab. Fivo's on the server. What's up, Fivo? You agree with me, Shroom? Perfect, perfect, perfect. I need shears and I need bone meal. Which we got bone blocks to be the bone meal. And now I need shears. And I don't have any shears. I probably do somewhere. But I got the iron and we have an iron shop, so. Now the fun part. Let's get this a rockin' and a rollin'. There we go. Okay, so easy place. Yeah. It's just going to make life so much easier. And that's actually supposed to be this way. In a way. And then we are going to... I see Q as being a professional while I'm gone. Oh, yes, indeed. You're missing out on a lot of things here, Fivo. Actually, I'm going to go into schematic placements, configure material list, turn that off. And actually, you know what? I want to do a flashback while building this because I think that'd be pretty cool for something in the future. I thought Easy Place was supposed to help with like direction of stairs and stuff. Or does that have something to do with like server side something? Why does it have to be nighttime? Fivo! Complain about people not sleeping, and yet here it is nighttime and you're online and you're not sleeping. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Can I land it? Perfect. Easy Place on. You say something once and I won't hear the end of it. LOL. I mean, yeah, it's just what happens, Fivo. It's just what happens here on the Craftiverse SMP. Which, by the way, if you want to join and you're watching this over here on the YouTube side and you're at this point in the VOD, congratulations. Really impressed. And thank you. What is this? That's an upside down stair. There is a link in the description for you to be able to join and be a part of the madness, the chaos, the fun, the whimsy, the wonderfulness that is brought to you by this Craftiverse SMP. There's a Google form linked down below for you to fill out. Basically, you just got to be 18 years or older, have a microphone, Discord account, make some content because this is a content creator SMP. We are Java running Fabric. That's important to know. Yeah, basically that's it. But what if I'm not a builder? That's the best part, Fivo. If you're not a builder like Shroom, you don't have to be. You don't even have to be the best redstoner. You don't even need to know redstone. I don't even know redstone, to be completely honest with y'all. But all you need is creativity, passion, and strong communication skills. That's all that we look for here. I want to get the angle right. Because if the angle's messed up, then it won't look right. And then I think it's just a bunch of leaves. And then we got to go through with the glowberries. Is that everything? I believe that is. Very nice, very nice. And I guess we'll finish it, and then we will call this, what, Whimsy Tree? Whimsy Tree. Very nice. That's my first ever flashback. Actually, technically my second flashback ever. All right, so now I need to figure out where my glow berries are. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be like that, isn't it? Where's my ender chest? Right here. Oh, look at that. I got shears in here with scaffolding. Who would have known? I need to get up. And then we got the glow berries in there. And then here. A bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. And then here, is there any? Nope, that's the end of that one. And then here, and then here, and then there. And then there. And that's it. Oh, nope. We got one more there. All right. So now just need to basically add in the bone meal. Shear it so that way it stops growing. Noroko popping in online. Surprised to see that he's not in the stream. Weird. Go and call him out right here on the server. See if he's going to pop into the stream. Unless he is in the stream and he just hasn't said anything. Could very well be the case. I want to make sure that I actually did shear one. Can I not get it from all the way down here? Okay, cool. We'll just walk around. We will walk around, walk around, walk around. Oh, I did get that one. Yeah. Or is it because I'm trying to eat? No, okay, so like once I do shear it, then it is sheared. Okay. Okay. Now, just to double check and confirm that I did get everything in place, we're going to run through and make sure that we're not missing any tiles. No, it looks like we're good. Perfect. Schematic placements, remove loaded schematics, unload, load schematics, and we are all good on the home front there. What do we got in here? We're going to start dumping in some wood crap. Oh no. Get our pickaxe back out, put our shovel down here, shears over here, rockets there. Put our leaves in there, and then we'll throw our bone meal in there as well. Get back all of our scaffolding. Those in there, along with our shears that we had the whole time. I need a block because I just noticed something out of place. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. 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 Glowberries. And then we're going to pick up our ender chest. Let's take a look at what it looks like from over here. Ooh. It does look a lot better. We got to continue adding on, and we got to touch this all up too. This is going to be a project. It's going to be a project. Just a wild Fivo just standing in place perfectly still. And then what? Where do we have... But no, I mean, this is... Oh, Niroko. Hello. I mean, it's a nice, cute little whimsy tree, I will say. And it is sole purpose is for, like, lighting in that aspect. I want to grab some grass and change this podzol. Unless I have moss at the handy. And potentially... bone meal. Actually, you know what? Let's do this by hand. I think that'd be a lot more fun. Get rid of all of this gross podzol. And then we'll get our grass blocks in place here. Not there. I liked what we had for curve. And I know... Ooh, now that it's nighttime. I just want to see how beautiful this tree looks. Now that screams whimsy. What about with shaders on? Very nice, very nice. It's nighttime. Nobody's sleeping. Somebody's really upset about that. I want to get this little grass patch fixed, and then we're gonna call it there. I'm trying my best to stream a little bit longer. I am. I want to try to shoot for minimum 2 hours each time. During the work week, it's gonna be a little bit more tricky. However, I'm trying. We're almost at that 2-hour mark, which is good. It's good, good, good. We're close. I want to get this filled in. And I know I got to be careful about the bone mealing of the moss. Just because of the nearby stone. And I would like to get my water bucket, which I thought I had, but apparently I don't have a water bucket, which is fine. Throw you back into there, and I need to go and get some water. I had a water bucket. I don't know what happened to said water bucket. That's fine. Lily redeemed 100 spuds saying that I look thirsty. All right. Okay, and we got some of this moss kind of scattered in, and I want to kind of come through and break it up with some of this grass blocks. Not gonna lie, I like having a nice pickaxe, but I also hate it at the same time. And basically I want more moss on the ground than I want the grass. Efficiency should be an adjustable stat. Yeah. I agree with you there, Fivo. That's making this look a lot better. By having in this grass and moss texture. I wonder if maybe we should do this for all of Craftiville to give it that more whimsy vibe, that more whimsy feeling to it. And then we can definitely do in some different things. Like maybe some like smaller trees and bushes and something. Or maybe even better, we could do a pond. Ooh, you know, maybe we could do another little pond right here. That would be kind of cool. I think if we did do a pond, put a little pond right here. Because I'm thinking actually, like maybe for here, we kind of slope this back kind of slowly. So it's kind of like, oh, let's see if I can kind of like quickly do this on the fly of like what my brain is thinking. That we almost roll it back. Kind of make like a slow... So we just have to keep in mind too that the pathway is going to be right here. Then maybe this could be like a little like flower garden kind of a thing. And we can definitely like add in some like more of those whimsy trees and do different like sizes of those beautiful little whimsy trees, because they're also light sources, so they would also help with like lighting up the area. And we do there are even some actual like street lamp designs. But I mean, by having that terrain be a little bit more slopey, and then maybe doing a little cliff face right here, and then having a flat plateau right here. So it's like a little bit taller than this, but it's shorter than here, and doing like maybe another little whimsy. Oh, ooh, okay. So we should totally do another cliff face right here, and then having this be the level here, have another whimsy tree here, and then definitely do maybe a little flower field kind of a thing, and maybe a little whimsy tree right here. Potentially we could even have a whimsy tree like right here, maybe kind of extend this little section out a bit more here. And then we could do a little water feature right here. Because again, this is going to be like an underwater like cave thing with like some frogs and stuff in there, just to be really whimsy and really pretty. But I think if we get some moss mixed in with all the grass blocks around here with our own custom terrainage and the different pathways and stuff, and then having this be like some flowery hills with like a whimsy tree, like either like here kind of leaning over the pathway, or even here leaning over the pathway a bit here, maybe. Because I also don't want to block. I don't want to block Atma's cottage. So maybe having having a whimsy tree like right here, but have it kind of like droop this way to complement the build, but not block the build. Ooh. That's what we're going to do. That's going to be like future projects of like finishing up, like tackling this. Like I got to add in the rest of this detailing all along that, which I probably do off stream. I mean, because we first got the layout of it, and I think I'll add in this section here too. And then, actually, do I have? Let me get a sign, just so that way I can place it on that dirt. And actually, let me grab a couple of signs. Just that way I can leave notes for myself, and for that way in case Izzy happens to walk by and is like looking at this and trying to figure out what's going on. Whimsy tree. Small to not block Atma. And then whimsy flower garden hillside. I think that'll look good. And I should have grabbed another sign. I know I have more side pillow. There we go. You can do whimsy water feature or whimsy flower hat. Or, or whimsy flowers. And then this here is going to be a whimsy frog cave under the portal. And then potentially also right here, we could do not that. Do a whimsy tree. Oh, this is looking so nice. Oh, I just want to enjoy it at night, but I can't with these phantoms and creepers and everything else. Really need to get working and cracking on lighting up this whole area so that way Fivo's no longer mad. Ta-ta for now. And we are going to end the stream here. We did some good work. We figured out a good little base layer of what we're going to be doing for texturing the rest of all the cliff faces of the harsh stone look. It's not overwhelming, and from afar, it's so subtle that it actually looks like there isn't, but it's because of like the way how the blocks are placed and the different colors of the blocks and everything. It adds that shadow and like exaggerates it a little bit, so it's a bit smoother and easier on the eyes, especially with that light gray wool, which I've never really textured at all ever with wool block before, which is actually pretty cool. So there's a first for everything, obviously, and that's definitely going to be the continuation along the footpath heading towards the shopping district. We're going to continue that along there, and I'm going to work on some little other cliff faces around where the portal is for Craftiville, that little section there around Babs and I's house. Yeah. And if you're watching this on the YouTube of the VOD, how did you get to the end? How? Let me know. Explain to me. How did you get to this far? If you did make it this far. But if you did, link down below in the description of how to join Craftiverse. It's a Google form. You just gotta be 18 years or older. Microphone, Discord account. You gotta have strong communication skills. You don't have to be the best builder. You don't have to be a redstoner. You don't need to really know any of that or how to do that stuff. You just need to have passion and strong communication skills. That's really all that we're looking for. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube even still further, that, hey, thank you for taking the time and watching or even listening to this. And if you're still listening, make sure to check out the Twitch so that way you don't miss out on these live streams. Get in with the funness of the crazy haptics that does happen on the live stream. Today was a little bit more chill, and I was actually kind of happy about that. It was very chill and relaxed, able to get some things done, made some good progress, came up with a really cool block palette for a little cliff face thing. And imagine on a bigger scale, ooh, that'd be even more beautiful. But anyways, just to reiterate a little bit more, heads up that my work schedule did change for this week. So this Friday stream is actually not going to be at the scheduled time. It's going to be in the around this time when I started the stream on Friday, because I have to work Fridays now for a little bit, and Saturday will still be the same. As far as, of course, it's all in Eastern Standard Time because that's my time zone. But yeah, nothing else is really changing in that aspect. But anyways, thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you in the